Hey guys, it's Tony, and welcome back to the Future Week. Today we're going to discuss Back to the Future and other mediums. Not only the film series, we're now just going to discuss the animated series and the games. We'll start off with the games. The first Back to the Future game came out in 1985 for the Commodore, the Amiga, and a few other computers, probably the Apple II if I'm recollecting correctly. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad either. The first official console Back to the Future wouldn't come out till 1989. And it came out for the NES. It's irritating and many people hate it. Me? Meh. After that, they would make Back to the Future 2 and 3 for the NES, Back to the Future 3 for the Genesis, Super Back to the Future 2 for the SNES, and the most recent incarnation today, Back to the Future the game, which in some ways many fans are declaring Back to the Future 4. What do I feel about those games? Well, 2 and 3 piss me off, 3 pisses me off, Super Back to the Future 2 is actually really good, by the way. And Back to the Future the game? It's not bad. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I just think episodes 3 and 4 are really freaking boring and were unnecessary. But I still enjoyed it. With that said, there has been no talks of another Back to the Future game recently. Telltale hasn't said anything about a possible Back to the Future game 2. So there will probably be no continuing storyline for the Back to the Future game that recently came out. But now we have to look at the television side, as we have to look at Back to the Future the animated series. Back to the Future the animated series debuted on CBS in 1991, a year following Back to the Future 3. It was created by both CBS and Universal Animation Studios, and Amblin Television. It kind of continues from where Back to the Future 3 left off, but I feel Back to the Future the game covered that a little better. This show is centered around Doc and Clara and their boys, Jules and Vern, who we did see at the end of Part 3. Marty is barely in the show, maybe for probably 3 or 4... Okay, he's in the show, but he's barely in the show. Like, he's not the main character. He's not having an adventure with Doc. To summarize the show, there's a live-action segment with Christopher Lloyd in the beginning and at the ending of the episode. And in the middle, when they do the animated series, Doc is actually voiced by the voice of Homer Simpson, Dan Castellaneta. That is awesome. And as you probably don't realize by now, I'm a big Simpsons fan. So, with that said, everyone else, though, from the film came back to do their voices, with the exception of Michael J. Fox, who is off having a kind of successful film career still. He kind of didn't get out of the film business until 2010, 2011. Other than that, the show many fans criticized for being a little too ridiculous, and many people saying, oh, it had a lot of inconsistencies. My feelings on the show are kind of meh. To be honest, the show's not that bad, because there are a few gems in the series. There's actually 2 episodes I love. My Pop the Alien and Marty McFly PFC. Both of these because they actually take place in the kind of current past. Yeah, Marty McFly PFC takes place during World War II, and My Pop the Alien takes place in 1967. Those are 2 great examples of great episodes. And again, about the continuity of the show versus the movies, yeah, they kind of sucked at that. Tom Wilson as Biff, though, wasn't that bad in the show. So, yeah, if anyone wants to know, for games, actually pick up Back to the Future the game. Not this one. The newer one. And for the animated series, I would actually recommend watching the 2 episodes I just named, because those are at least the 2 closest episodes to feeling like Back to the Future. With that said, guys, thanks for watching Back to the Future Week. I will see you for the last review tomorrow.